Today I'm going to talk about Titans, the TV series, and was it as bad as we thought it was originally going to be? Now, my reason for saying that is because when we saw the picture promotions, we just saw there was a lot of critiques and complaining about it specifically about Beast Boy and Starfire. Starfire because her skin is orange, and the outfit for some people was not that. I was mostly concerned. I'd be like, the fact that she had fur, I was like, please tell me that's just the actors and not that, but it was in the show. So I was like, I just was not a fan of that part from the very beginning, from when I just saw the pictures, and the fact that the actor didn't have orange skin until she used her powers, which was like, kind of was like, because Starfire, also known as Corey, has orange skin. That's just fact. She's an alien. I didn't care about the person who played it. It could have been anyone of any race. In my opinion, I just like orange skin. That was a huge thing that needed to happen because that is the actual character. She's an alien with orange skin. So that's that. Beast Boy, from the very beginning, we saw that it was the actor's skin tone instead of green, which is Beast Boy's skin tone. So that was an issue from way back then. So those are some of the issues that were prevalent throughout the entire first season. When you get into the actual trailer, Dick Grayson as Robin says F Batman in the very first episode, and we see that in the trailer. So I'm like, I don't think that was really justified. I had to put that soon. In the last episode of this season, he says F Bruce Wayne. This part is justified from how it's viewed, but we have to realize that yes, Dick went through a hard time because he was the first Robin, and that he just had a lot of pushing from Bruce to be pretty much the best in a way. When Bruce was kind of making a clone in a way of himself through Dick. So I can understand that Dick can be angry about it. But the fact that Bruce took him in after his parents were killed, and he gave him so much stuff. Like, he ended up giving him an old car of his that Dick had an eye on from the beginning, and he actually stole when he was a little kid. So there's a lot of stuff that it's just like, really, I understand that it's a bad dynamic, but it used to be a very good dynamic from other shows and obviously history of Robin. So I was just like, I didn't really like that, to be honest, that he said F Batman the first episode, right when he's in a fight with some other people, some bad guys. So I was just like, that part was a real downer for me. The entire time of the series, they don't call who we know is Raven, they call her Rachel, which I'm like, okay, I can deal with. I'm just like, weird for me, but I kind of get how they're going to transform her into the actual Raven that we actually know from other series, such as the Teen Titans animated from the early 2000s. So like that will probably be into the next season or whatever. But I kind of liked how they were going up and up and up into a unified unit, and all that stuff. So I really liked that part, how they kind of did that. That some things I didn't like 2 episodes completely. It was alright episodes, but I'm like, it wasn't exactly needed, or you could have just shortened it like a lot. First episode was the one where we see Hawk and Dove. Dove's kind of like the beginning, the backstory. And the whole point of that episode is literally just to be like, Rachel can warn them and saying she needs help from them. That's all the entire episode is for. But we saw the backstory of how they got together. Hank and Dawn got together, how they lost someone close to them. Hank lost his brother, Donnie. And we learned a little bit of why that Hank becomes Hawk. And then we also learn what happens after Dawn's mother dies, and then they just kind of group together from a support group afterwards. So it's just like a long backstory that only had Rachel as the main, like, of the original main characters. That was if Rachel was only one, and she was kind of like just trying to make people pay attention, be like, hi, but no one was listening until the very end when Dawn finally hears. We kind of get, and this is mostly in the past, and then sometimes it is in the current day where they are in the hospital because Dawn fell off a roof. So then she's in the hospital, and she's surprisingly the one who actually notices that Rachel is trying to talk to her. to both of them and that she needs their help. So the other episode is the last episode of this season. I just like, it's an okay episode, but I'm just like, it kind of, you could have made it not, it didn't really flow like kind of like that one did. It was kind of like in a way a backstory, but it wasn't a backstory at all because it was an alternate version of what happened, where Dick married Dawn. Dawn had kids, she had a baby, she has a kid, she had a baby, she has a baby on the way. Bruce is killing people. Well, instead of being his usual self with protecting, he's killing the bad guys and everyone. So people are trying to convince Dick to go out to go. Jason Todd comes around, and also he's in a wheelchair because he apparently got shot in the spine by Joker, and then he's convincing Dick to go over back to Gotham so then he can help Bruce, hopefully. So that sounds like a good story, but then also we see a little flickers, like it was just like a staticky, so then it's kind of like a force field like look, but it's not, obviously, because it's just like, it shows you that this isn't reality. But so I kind of like that it kind of flickered to kind of show this isn't all reality. But also then there's the fact that he goes to Gotham and it's very run down. It's so much worse than Dick was used to, and it used to be a decent city because Batman kept everyone in their place. But then this just had we saw a little scene where someone was having sex in the corner on the side of an alley and all that stuff. So it's just like, okay, definitely gone downhill. And then Dick goes into this hotel. The person who's greeting him is surprised that he's staying the night, and also that you have to pay extra money just to get clean sheets. Ew, that's disgusting. Obviously the clean sheets should be free. So Dick goes over to his room for the night, and then we just hear like sex more coming from other rooms around him, and domestic violence also happened, and eventually Dick goes to try and see Bruce, who won't actually listen at all. But then, I'm sorry, I'm giving you like the entire kind of backstory of the episode, but it's kind of important in a way, because this is the reason why I liked it, but I don't like it. Like in particular that episode. So then eventually we see Joker, because Joker fall face first onto a car. We think he's dead at first, but then we learn later that he's not. He gets taken to the hospital. Dick tries to say, you didn't kill him, yada yada yada. And Bruce goes back and finishes the job and kills so many people in there. And no, that's when he goes to Arkham Asylum. I'm sorry. So he kills Joker when Dick tells him that happened. Okay, I'm sorry. Backtrack. Okay, so Bruce goes attacks Joker before Dick sees him, and then Joker goes to a hospital, and Dick goes see Batman or Bruce Wayne. And then when Bruce knows that Joker is not dead, then he goes to kill Joker. Obviously this goes against his moral code for not killing, and once that happens, eventually we hear about Arkham Asylum from Corey, who looks very different. She actually looks like more of her natural self, like the actor herself, except for with straight hair. I don't know exactly what the actor looks like. Like, I didn't really look her up all that much, but she just had straight hair, and it wasn't like the orange the curls, reddish orange curls that she had in the as Starfire. So we can kind of understand even more and more that this is an alternate universe. Here's the fact that also in the very beginning that Rachel and Garfield, aka Beast Boy, come call up Dick's house on FaceTime and be like, pretty much it sounded like they were in love with each other, which was hinted out throughout the series. And so that happened. Really get an idea of how weird this is. Backtrack to where I was before. We hear news about Arkham Asylum from Corey needing Dick to go over there. Huge massacre. Not just the actual patients. It's the staff members and everyone pretty much became a victim. And Dick ends up saying this is too much and has a strike force once he talks to the officer and be like, Bruce Wayne is Batman. And then it's strike force, yada yada, goes attack, fails. Eventually Dick kills Bruce in a way. It could be literal or figurative. I can't really tell right now. It looked like he was dead. He was gonna die completely. Because he was beating him up pretty good. So then there's that, and then we just see him, then we go see the, Rachel, sorry. I'm gonna keep saying Raven instead of Rachel, I'm sorry. So Rachel usually has like a black eye, not like a black eye, but it's like a smear, then it's a line and all that stuff. So it shows like she's using her powers. Dick had that on his eye right when he was killing Bruce. And then we get a flash forward to the actual timeline that we're in to Trigon bringing in Dick, because he set his own path that could have been a million different ways. That's one reason why I didn't like that episode, because it's just like, it's completely different than what we were seeing in the entire time, but then there's just a new thing, so I'm like, That's why I didn't like the flashback kind of ones. I could deal with a short little flashbacks, like with Dick stealing the car versus and all that stuff, so I could deal with those, but overall, the series was not bad at all. The series was pretty good, but like the things that we had issues with from the beginning was still an issue to the end, but it's overall not a bad show. I will say I was very surprised that it was not that bad. Like I said, and the reason why I said in the end it was just Dick was justified to say F Bruce is because after all of that, the fighting, and then he's just like, he's kind of angry and all that stuff because people are dying. His friends were dying. Corey died. Well, was frozen. And he just says F Batman to F Bruce to Bruce, pretty much. Just out of anger and rage because of what happened, because he was killing people, and that's not Batman, that's not Bruce. So that's kind of the reason why for that. So that one was just more justified than the original, the first F Batman, in my opinion. But the overall story, it's pretty good. I didn't mind it at all. Some people say it's really bad, and some people say it's really good. So everyone has obviously their different opinions, but in my opinion, it wasn't that bad. But the issues that we saw in the trailers, which I actually saw, I looked this up in other social medias, and a lot of people were saying the trailers, what was bad in the trailers is still bad in the actual film, the series, but it's not overall that bad. So yeah,